Hey everybody, welcome to day 40 of the Take Back Your Life video journey. 40 days of thinking right so that we can live right. Today's the day. We've made it. It's hard to believe that it's been 40 days since we started this journey together. And so as we end this journey, I hope that you are ready to step into 2021 with some new habits, some new thoughts, some new ideas, some new encouragement, some new courage to think right so we can live right.
Some new tools in your toolbox.
Today we're talking about get up and show up. The verse for today, James 1:12. Blessed is a man who perseveres under trial, for once he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Pastor starts out today talking about a man named Larry Walters. Larry Walters apparently lived in the north where they can go across ice with a vehicle. Where we live in Oklahoma, yeah, that ain't happening. So, but where we're visiting currently in Montana, apparently things freeze hard enough here that you can drive out onto the ice. You can cut a hole in it, you can fish, you can drive across from one side to the other. So there's all kinds of opportunities to be on the ice. Larry Walters apparently falls through the ice on his three-wheeler with his wife, or four-wheeler, I shouldn't say three-wheeler, that really dates me. Anyway, long story short, they find themselves in a real predicament.
As Larry is in the ice, he finds himself at the mercy of the elements, and he is actually helped and saved by the perseverance of another man. That man is Tim Leatherman. He ended up having failure after failure after failure. He finally got a prototype that was going to be successful.
After 7 years.
Yeah, and it said that there was like 500 rejections.
500 rejection letters from hardware stores, sporting goods stores, you name it, across the country. Nobody wanted to carry this thing.
Yep, and he continued to persevere. He continued to get up and show up. And finally, he got an order for 500 units for Cabela's. Mm-hmm. And then they took off, and it was a great success for Tim Leatherman. But for Larry and his wife, it was a lifesaver. And so if Tim would not have persevered, they would have died in the lake that night. Mm-hmm. And there's so many things that God has in each and every one of us that we have no idea who it's going to affect down the way. Mm-hmm. And if we don't get up and show up, then it could be a life or death situation for somebody we don't even know, somebody that is down the road. One
of the hardest things to do in life is to change human behavior. And so that's really what this book is about. It's encouraging us to change the way we think so that we change the way we act. And the reason behind that is because God's calling is great. It's great on you, it's great on me, it's great on those around us. And what we need to do is be able to have that courage and that stamina to show up every day and to continue to fight to change the patterns of the way that we think that are detrimental to our health.
It is very easy, especially in the United States, to become complacent, to become people of just mundaneness, of getting up, doing the same thing day in and day out, and never really truly taking off the blinders and putting on the lens of faith and stepping out and persevering, because we are creatures of comfort. We like to be in our comfort zone. And so whenever we are not chasing after what it is that God has for us, then we have to wonder, okay, am I getting stuck in a rut? Should I be doing something different? Because it's so easy to just allow that muzzle to be slipped on and the wolf inside of you to be silenced because you're not actively trying to figure out what it is that God has for you next.
I don't know about you, but I know that having read this book, I have to admit that there are things that God's called me to that I have neglected. And so it's important for me to take away from this, just like I would hope that you'll take away from this, the idea that we have everything that we need, every tool that we need, every ability that we need to live out the calling that God's placed on us. We just have to have the courage to take a step and then to continue to step after that. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we've talked about in this last week is the fortitude to keep going whenever things just don't feel like they're changing. And if you remember back to the story about growth, we don't really see much growth until we look back and see how much we have grown. So take courage in the fact that each day when you show up and you fight the good fight to take back your life, that you are growing, you are changing. And while it might be gradual and it might be slight, God knows it, and God continues to use those things in order to shape us, and then one day we can look back and go, man, look how far I've come.
This has been an awesome journey.
It has been an awesome journey.
And it doesn't stop today. Continue to push forward. Continue to seek the Holy Spirit in what's the next step. And things like this are good to go over time and time again. So whenever you are starting to feel that complacency again, get back in. Set your start date, start on day 1, and go back through it.
It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings if you have to do this book more than one time. This is the second time for us, and I'm certain that there'll be a third time, and more than likely a fourth time, because it does help remind us that we have to stay in the fight. We have to continue to declare war, as Pastor Levi says. I'm so thankful that he took the time to put this book together in the format that it is, because it is such a helpful tool to remind us of those things. As you go into 2021, which will be here tomorrow, by the time that you get through this day and step into tomorrow, I hope that your new year kicks off with a bang, that you are able to take back your life, you're able to think differently, you're able to live with courage, you live with resolve, and that you're going to fight to the finish the things that God's called you to. So, that's it. 40 days.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. I'm thankful that you came along with us on this journey, and I hope and pray that you will stick around and pick us up on the next journey. Who knows what it might be, but we will do another one very soon. So, with that, I say Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. Have an amazing year.